Roundpoint, and I'm from Akwesasne. But my Mohawk name is Wandanolo, and I guess you could say that translates to precious day. My relationship with books is kind of like the way I would love to see people connecting with other people, writing their souls onto kind of like those pieces of paper. And that's why I think I've lived over 1,000 lives, just because it's almost like magic in a way. A lot of Indigenous cultures are based orally. They're all oral traditions. So having those stories is a major part in keeping us alive. We could be here, but not be here at the same time, just because not knowing who you are, it kind of goes along that line of being isolated. You're here in the world, but you don't fit in. It's kind of like missing a piece of yourself. I want to see, at least before I go, even if it's a fraction of what we hope to accomplish, is that everybody feels like they belong and everybody kind of regains what they lost, their identity, for at least their ancestors. We have to keep fighting. And many people might not agree with that, but it's how we've stayed for so long. It's how my family, it's how my ancestors have kept their firm grip on their culture, on their land, on their history, to at least hope and strive for that kind of better future for our children, grandchildren, and our 7 generations to come. We have all these Indigenous people, communities, all across the globe. And I know I've heard many times that they all thought they were alone, and they came to Canada and they kind of came to the realization and learned that things here are the same, if not worse, as things back in their home. I think that opened up a big door for me, just to now have that knowledge that when people say that we're alone in this kind of fight, it's really not true. If we look back on history, our coping mechanism is always laughter, and it's always humor. And our ancestors did it, and we still do it today. If somebody were to get into my shoes and walk a mile in them, then they would be laughing, they'd be crying, and they would be angry, just because of what my family's been through and how political we are. I've been told on numerous occasions where we have all these protests and a lot of people are afraid to fight, get arrested, kind of go against the rules. But if you're fighting for what you believe in, being arrested isn't really a problem if you're trying to fight for what's yours, and that's how it is for a lot of people back home.